What's up, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back for another House of the Dragon video. In this video, I want to go over the different updates regarding House of the Dragon. There is some exciting new information about the upcoming season. It's official, they are finally done filming its third season. Over on social media, the actors have been celebrating the end of months of filming that started earlier this year. For example, actor Steve Toussaint, who is known as the Sea Snake in House of the Dragon, said that's it, last day of filming. Once again, it was a blast shooting this season. I think it will be very special, and I hope you all enjoy it. As many of you already know, Season 3 will highlight 4 major events that have been adapted from George R.R. Martin's Fire and Blood, including the Battle of the Gauntlet. We will finally see the Valyrian fleet in action during what is known as the bloodiest and deadliest sea battle in Westerosi history, and that's only the beginning. We already know this battle will happen at the start of next season, but what happens after that? What will be the second major event in House of the Dragon's third season? Well, it looks like we might finally have that answer. Now, before I go any further, I have to let all of you know about this amazing new offer. I want to thank the sponsor of today's video, Raycon. It's Raycon's anniversary, and the Essential Open Earbuds are stealing the spotlight with their 30% off discount. I gotta be honest, these new earbuds have become my best friend. They're sleek, smart, and way more comfortable than your average earbuds. Whether I'm editing videos, driving, exercising, or even while I sleep at night, I have my Raycons in all throughout the day. I have them with me wherever I go. Raycon's Essential Open Earbuds keep your ears open while still delivering crystal clear sound. They just sit outside your ear canal so you can stay tuned into the traffic, co-workers, or whatever's happening around you without losing out on their amazing sound quality. I can be fully immersed in whatever podcast I'm listening to while still hearing when someone's trying to get my attention. And that's not all. Their multi-angular hook keeps them in my ears all night, even when I move around in my sleep. I've yet to find another set of earbuds that have been able to do that. Their multi-point connection allows you to connect to multiple devices and switch seamlessly. They never feel bulky, and their secure fit means that they stay in no matter what I'm doing. Over the years, I've had several different products from Raycon, and I've loved every single one of them, but the Essential Open Earbuds are by far my favorite. And the best part is they have up to 36 hours of battery life. And here's the kicker, Raycon delivers the same premium audio quality as the big brands, but at half the cost. Add in over 3 million happy customers and a 30-day happiness guarantee, and there is zero reason to overpay. I use Raycon's Essential Open Earbuds, and you should too. All you gotta do is click the link in my description box or go to buyraycon.com/talkingthrones to get 30% off the Essential Open Earbuds. You don't want to miss out on this amazing offer. Once again, I have to thank Raycon for sponsoring today's video. Now let's get back to House of the Dragon's updates. The third season of House of the Dragon will feature a new song about the battle by the Lakeshore. In this scene, which will happen in the second episode, Daemon, Roderick Dustin, Oscar Tully, and Black Aly sing with the army in a camp where the heads of Jason Lannister and the lions are on display. It will be another major loss for the Greens. If you haven't read Fire and Blood, you're most likely wondering how Jason Lannister died. The battle by the Lakeshore was a major battle fought on the shores of the God's Eye in the Riverlands. It's remembered as the bloodiest land battle during the Dance of the Dragons. This is when Jason Lannister, who is Lord of Casterly Rock, will ride down out of the Western Hills, descending with all of his force upon the Red Fork and the heart of the Riverlands. The Lords of the Trident will have no choice but to turn around and face him. I hope they actually show everything because it will likely be the first time we get to see House Stark fight in battle. As you all know, during the Dance of the Dragons, House Lannister fought for the Greens, while House Stark and most of the other disorganized Lords of the Riverlands fought for the Blacks. Jason Lannister actually dies during the battle at the Red Fork, not long before the rest of his men arrive on the shores of the God's Eye, where the battle by the Lakeshore will unfold. As soon as the Western men landed on the shore of the God's Eye, Lord Lefford discovered he was opposed by Roderick Dustin, who had thousands of mounted winter wolves fighting alongside him. The army of the Western men were attacked at dawn the next morning. The winter wolves actually led that attack, and their cavalry charging the Lannister men 5 times, but suffering grievous losses in those attempts. Attacked by the Blacks from 3 sides, the Lannister soldiers were gradually forced back into the God's Eye. Hundreds of them died fighting, and hundreds of others drowned while trying to escape. It was a slaughter and was ultimately the bloodiest land battle of the entire war. The high number of casualties led it to being known as the fish feed by the men who were there. If they are adapting what it says in Fire and Blood, we will see the bloodiest sea battle and the bloodiest land battle in back-to-back episodes at the start of the upcoming season. I gotta be honest though, I have a feeling we will only see the aftermath of the battle by the Lakeshore. After the way the fans reacted to the ending of last season, I don't think they will want to blow their whole budget in the first few episodes. They'll want to save one of those major battles for the finale. Now I also want to show you this new photo that was shared on social media. While you're not able to see their faces, this has been confirmed to be Rhaenyra and Rhaena Targaryen. If you remember, the last time we saw Rhaena was in the season finale after she finally found the dragon known as Sheep Stealer. Unfortunately, Rhaena will be given Nettle's storyline from Fire and Blood. We will see her mount Sheep Stealer in the upcoming season. That's likely why her hair looks so burnt in the photo. It looks like Rhaenyra is giving her some comfort after many hard days of trying to mount that dragon. Writer and showrunner Ryan Condal has already more or less confirmed this as well. He said, "I think a lot of the story is still kind of in progress, so I don't want to say too much. I would say that we don't do anything on the show without long discussion and consideration. And I would just say that we understand these stories have kinda risen to the top. They get talked about a lot online. Even before I was involved, we understand how important they are to the audience, and I think it's our job to adapt and render them in a way that it might not be exactly what you expect, but is satisfying and hopefully, in some cases, exciting and surprising. And I think this story is something that falls into a nice area where you can do something that is faithful to the history as written, but also do something very unexpected and different. This is where I actually disagree. I don't understand why these writers always have to do something that is unexpected. I don't want or need my expectations subverted. I don't see how they can do something that will be faithful to the history as it was written, but also do something that's very unexpected and different. I don't think it's faithful to have a different character fill the shoes of another. Does he already forget about the romantic relationship Daemon has with Nettles? What will he do about that? Will he abandon it, or just have Daemon hook up with his own daughter instead? Ryan Condal went on to say, "And I think Rhaena, even though she takes more time for her to come into the narrative in the novel, is actually a big character in this family, the greater dynasty of the Targaryen family. So we felt it very important to tell a robust story for her that brings her into the narrative, one that not only gives Rhaena a full three-dimensional real story to tell, but also has an impact on Daemon. But stay tuned. I think most fans will see what we're doing and be able to see how it actually dovetails in very nicely with the history as it exists. I feel like he could have gave Rhaena her very own fleshed out story that affects Daemon, while faithfully adapting Nettle's story as well. The author has already done most of the work for him, and like I always say, all they had to do was adapt what it says in Fire and Blood. Once again, we have another writer and showrunner who wants to make the story his own. And this will segue nicely into the last update I want to share. I want to show you what actress Emma Darcy said about House of the Dragon's upcoming season in one of her recent interviews. It looks like the actors will be given even more freedom in regards to the source material. Emma said there's big sections where Rhaenyra and Alicent disappear in Fire and Blood. On the one hand, I suppose it isn't necessarily that ripe a source for us as actors, but it does mean that we have a ton of license, which is, frankly, lovely. I know where Rhaenyra is heading. Any sort of historical document tends to be deeply subjective and requires context for understanding. I feel that part of our job is to offer some of that context, but it's funny, I wouldn't go back to the book now, not until we finish this journey. House of the Dragon needs to run its course. Emma's right about one thing, Alicent and Rhaenyra are absent during large sections of the Dance of the Dragons in Fire and Blood. However, I hope that doesn't lead to the writers making up nonsensical reasons for Rhaenyra and Alicent to share more scenes. If you actually read Fire and Blood, you'll have a decent understanding of their relationship with one another. You'll know exactly how they feel about each other, yet the show wants us to believe they have this sort of long-lost loving relationship. It will actually make sense for them to share some scenes together in the upcoming season because they will have organically found themselves in the same location, unlike last season where they were somehow able to have all these secret rendezvous in the middle of the damn war. It will be interesting to see how their relationship unfolds moving forward. I just don't want to see them betray their own characters from the source material. I don't want to see Alicent ready to hand over her children to the enemy's sword. It's why I'm so anxious and excited to see Rhaenyra's reaction once she realizes Aegon has already fled the city. I hope she thinks Alicent lied about opening the gates and allowing her to execute Aegon without any resistance from her own men. I guess we shall see. Let me know what you think about these updates down below. I haven't been able to discuss these with anyone yet, so I can't wait to see what you have to say. As always, I want to thank all of you for watching another video. Make sure you subscribe. There's a lot more videos heading your way. Have a great day, everyone. I will see you again very soon. Bye.